stand. Join the board for the pledge. Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing and join the board in a moment of silence as we honor our veterans, our first responders, our active military, and this week, coming up, let's keep in our thoughts and prayers all those that lost their lives and continue to feel the effects of that horrific day of September 11th, 2001. Thank you. Good evening. This evening we have a work session followed by a public meeting. I'll entertain a motion for approval of bills and payroll.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Just like as Mr. Rivera makes his way to the podium, let you know that Trustee Clark will not be with us this evening. He's a little bit under the weather, but we expect him to be back next week.
Resolved to approve the minutes of the meeting of the Board of Trustees from August 6th, 2025.
Entertain a motion.
Motion?
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to confirm the mayor's appointment of Thomas J. Perry as zoning board member.
Mr. Perry was an alternate. We're moving him to the zoning board membership because of a retirement of, not retirement, but they don't exactly, it's not a job. Mr. Grimm, William Grimm, who's been on the board for decades, has submitted his resignation, and so it opened up a spot. Mr. Perry was the alternate, so he is now on the zoning board, but we do want to recognize and thank Mr. Grimm for his years and years and years of service to the zoning board, and we wish him well. I'll entertain a motion to confirm the appointment of Thomas Perry to the zoning board.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Salaski, second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor? Any opposing? Motion carries.
Resolved to approve of scofflaw amnesty program.
Okay, this is something that was asked by the judge and our court clerk, something that we do from time to time, and it's exactly what it sounds like, and it's an amnesty program to try to encourage people to settle outstanding fines and tickets, and we have found that in the end this is good for us because we get to kind of close out a lot of these cases and we get to collect money, and it's good for those people because they get some kind of amnesty. Oftentimes penalties are waived to some degree, so it's a win-win for both sides. So I'll entertain a motion to approve this amnesty, scofflaw amnesty program.
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Deputy Ms. Sartori, seconded by Trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to approve a request by the 55-plus senior basketball group for the use of the community center gymnasium for non-league play Mondays and Fridays from 12:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2026, schedule permitting.
Okay, this is an annual request. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Salaski. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to approve a request by the Mineola Leisure Club for the use of the community center auditorium in a general purpose room on Tuesdays from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. from September 9th, 2025 to June 10th, 2026, subject to availability.
Again, an annual request. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion?
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to approve a request by the Mineola School District for the use of Wilson Park for a 7th grade picnic on Friday, June 12th, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So we just had the first day of school yesterday, and they're asking us to approve something for the last day of school.
Well prepared.
Okay, June 26th, we don't want to wish it away, but they're prepared, and that's good. And hopefully Wilson Park will be completed by then. Entertain a motion to approve this annual request.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to authorize the engineering services proposal from D&B Engineers for the community center renovations at a cost of $325,000.
So if you remember, We had applied for a capital improvements grant through the Pro Housing Community Grants, where we did get $1.1 million from New York State for the rehabilitation of our community center. We are moving forward with that. Turns out, we had originally thought we would start sometime late this fall, but we're probably going to start, June of '26, because then that allows our senior groups that we just approved to be here, to continue their year, gives them some time to find an alternate placement for the following year, for the part of the following year. It also allows our MAA and PAL that use the gym in the wintertime to be able to use it this winter as they look to find alternatives for next fall and next winter. But this is to approve the engineering for the project of the community center, the stage, the classrooms, the kitchen, et cetera.
Yes.
Okay? Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Got two personnel items. Resolved to authorize the hiring of Christopher Benson as a laborer in the village clerk's office, working Mondays through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at a starting salary of $18 per hour, per the collective bargaining agreement.
Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by deputy mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Resolved to accept the retirement resignation of John Lodekai, laborer, effective August 30th, 2025, and approve a lump sum separation payout for unused accumulated time in accordance with the collective bargaining agreement.
Okay, Mr. Lodekai has been an employee of ours also
32.
for 32 years.
Yeah.
You've seen him around Village Hall, other times at the library, firehouses. We do want to wish him well, congratulate him on his retirement, and, approve his payout. So I'll entertain a motion to approve his payout.
Motion.
Motion
Second.
by Deputy Mayor Sartori, seconded by Trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Good luck, John.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to cover the treasurer's report real quick. Resolved to approve the following budget transfers within the fire department budget as listed on the agenda.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Palumbo.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First, request a resolution authorizing the disposal of current building department division car number 89 as junk equipment and remove this vehicle from the vehicle inventory and insurance coverage.
Okay, I entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Salaski. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the superintendent of public works and the deputy superintendent of public works to attend the 2025 NICOM Public Works Training School in Lake George, New York, on October 5th through the 8th.
And this is an annual request where we learn a lot about new things going on in the public world, the public works world. I'll entertain a motion to approve. Motion by trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by deputy mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the emergency repair to the main sewer line and sewer lateral located on Jackson Avenue. The contractor is Orchid Water and Sewer Contracting, and the cost of $23,375, and the funding source will be from the 2025-2026 general fund budget and/or the general fund unreserved fund balance.
Entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by trustee Salaski. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the standardization of Calgon Carbon Corporation GAC systems and all associated components related for all future projects. The village's existing GAC systems are all manufactured by Calgon Carbon Corporation and will be advantageous and economical for operation and maintenance of all the equipment.
Okay, so this is for our granular activated charcoal vessels that we see at Well 7, at well 1, at well 4, and eventually maybe at
Well
well 6.
6 is coming now,
Okay? And so it makes just sense to be able to get into this agreement. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing change order number 4 for the PFAS treatment at Well 1, Phase 2 general contract for the addition of dry wells, manholes, and piping to the new drainage system being installed. WHM Plumbing and Heating Contractors, Inc. is a contract at a cost of $39,886.50, and the funding source will be from bid item number 5, resulting in no change to the overall contract amount.
Is this for the dry wells and manholes on the Company 3 parking lot?
Yes, correct.
Yeah, okay. Entertain a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the engineering services for the review and evaluation for both water and sewer availability for the upcoming project located at the corner of Harrison Avenue and Third Avenue. Engineers are D&B Engineers, Architects, DPC, and the funding source will be from the Developers Fund.
Okay, so this is paid for by the developer. This is part of a larger study that we're doing for water and sewer availability in that area downtown. Entertain a motion to approve?
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the engineering services proposal for the continuation of monitoring and tracking of the PFAS sample results for wells, for all the wells for the next year. Engineers at D&B Engineers and Architecture DPC, the cost of $7,800, and the funding will be from the 2025-2026 water fund budget and/or the water fund unreserved fund balance.
Okay, so this is obviously PFAS, better known as forever chemicals. This is the stuff that we have to do. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Salaski, seconded by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the installation of a handicap reserve parking space in front of 529 Concord Avenue.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.
Request a resolution authorizing the installation of a handicap reserve parking space in front of 36 Kenilworth Road.
I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Salaski. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Deputy Mayor Sartori. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And just so we know that documentation is given by the person making the request, and upon review of that documentation and certification of that documentation, such as a New York State or Nassau County issued handicap tag, we then evaluate and usually honor the request of the person making the request.
And one personnel item. Reserved to authorize the hiring of Christian Young as a park and field attendant in the parking meter division of the Department of Public Works. Working days and hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., with a starting salary according to the collective bargaining agreement.
Okay, and this is to make up for a position that was vacated. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Trustee Casado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Trustee Salaski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
So, thank you, have a good night.
Thank you. Mr. O'Keefe.
Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening.
So in the month of August 2025, a total of 77 permits were issued by the building department. The building department has seen a recent increase in the issuance of summonses and stop work orders due to construction being undertaken without proper permits in place. We want to remind all residents that before beginning any construction, they are encouraged to contact the building department, where we will be more than happy to discuss the proposed projects and outline any necessary requirements to ensure everything is done in compliance with all regulations. On the property maintenance side, we still continue to face challenges with repeat violations. In several cases, we've had to issue multiple summonses and ultimately rely on the Department of Public Works to clean and maintain properties to a presentable standard. As we approach the end of the summer season, we strongly urge all residents to stay on top of their property maintenance. And I'd also like to extend our sincere thanks to DPW for their consistent cooperation in supporting and maintaining the cleanliness and appearance of Mineola.
Thank you. And just to piggyback on what Mr. O'Keefe said, oftentimes you may walk by a business or a residence, usually a business, a commercial business, and you may see weeds or things that are looked unkempt. Don't assume that we're not doing something about it. We are. I call Mr. O'Keefe when I see things, and he's like, yep, we've hit him with notice of violation, we've hit them with summonses, they've gone to court, or they're coming to court, and sometimes they just don't comply, and they'll pay fines. And what we've done is then we've gotten Mr. Palumbo and his staff to go over there and to clean up those weeds, to clean up the property as a last kind of resort type of thing, and then we will eventually get our money for our time. We'll put a lien on the property, or we'll put that as part of the fine that they will have to pay. So unfortunately, people have due process. You know, you have to give them time to cure certain situations, and you do, you know, give them a notice of violation before you give them a summons, and then they may be out of town. The tenants may not be the landlords, and the landlords may be tough to get a hold of. Many of these buildings, especially on Jericho Turnpike, may be generational, where they've been in the family for a long time. So it's kind of a constant battle, but we try to, you know, stay on top of it. And on the other hand, we have to commend those businesses, and we all know who they are, that are out there, you know, sweeping, cleaning, pruning, maintaining their properties. And thankfully, there are more of those than of the former, but we'll certainly stay on top of them.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yes.
And the first part of Mr. O'Keefe's presentation, I do want to mention, unfortunately, you know, people either through ignorance or just because they know what they're doing, try to do work without permits, and we'll catch you. And it's not that that's what we want to do. What we want you to do is to comply, to do it the right way, to make sure that you're doing it safely, to make sure that it's inspected, because when it comes to life safety, that's what the building departments, that their number one priority is not to collect fees or fines or permits or anything like that. It's to maintain the public safety and life safety. So please, don't try to cut corners. Don't try to do, you know, I mean, literally daily, we're finding people doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And oftentimes, we are saving them from themselves.
Absolutely.
You know?
We're here to support, right?
Right.
I mean, it's also supporting people from poor contractors as well. So, you know,
Exactly.
we're a good referee.
And if you have any doubt, if you need a permit, or if you need, you know, any kind of approval, call the building department. They will let you know. And maybe you don't. There's certain things where you don't need, you can do it yourself.
Sure.
So just make sure you do that. Thank you, Mr. O'Keefe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gibbons?
No report tonight,
No
Mayor.
report? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to close the work session.
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori, second by Trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Since it is after 7 o'clock, we are going to go right into our public meeting. I do want to just bring up a couple of things. There have been some questions, including from some of my students, that Channel 18 went away. And actually, if you've paid attention to these meetings long enough, we have a franchise agreement with the cable providers, Altice Optimum and Verizon, and they assign the channels to us. So for a very, very long time, it's been Channel 18. They've now switched it to Channel 1310, 1310 for the time being. I think that but it's not just us, the town, everybody else. So the community channels were switched from those Channel 18, 19, 20 on Optimum, on Altice, to Channel 1310. So our meetings are still being broadcast. Again, if you have any questions, you could certainly reach out to the clerk's office. There is some talk about them switching it back because they've gotten so much pushback. We'll let you know, but currently they are airing on 1310, okay? So public and, oh, and YouTube, of course, our meetings are on YouTube as well. That hasn't changed.
But if they're
Um,
watching, they found us.
They did. This Tuesday, September 9th, we are going to begin our long-awaited rehabilitation project of Wilson Park. So there are some things that you should be aware of. Access to the park will only be permitted from Liberty Avenue, the part on the south side of the pool, or from the parking lot on Union. You will not be able to access from Westbury Avenue. Certain things will be blocked off. The parking lot on Westbury Avenue, a portion of it will still be open to allow for residents to park. Eventually, we're going to repave that lot. Once that happens, obviously, we're going to close it. We're going to replace all the walkways. We're going to replace the cement around where the Historical Society is. We are going to add a bocce ball court. We have one, we're gonna add another one, we're gonna make two. We're also going to, new lighting, okay? And essentially overall improvements on the north, kind of east side of the park for the time being. Of course, long-term, we have some plans for the pool. So this year, starting on Tuesday, September 9th, that area of the park, the playgrounds will be closed. Yep, playgrounds will be closed. Tennis courts and pickleball courts will remain open. However, the access to them, again, can only happen from Liberty Avenue or from Union, the parking on Union. Soccer field will be open, baseball fields will be open, tennis will be open, but the access points may change. So be patient with us. We were waiting specifically for the pool season to close for us to do this. Hopefully by next spring, we should be done, and we'll have a beautiful, brand-new, well-lit park. So that is Wilson Park. Next Thursday, September 11th, we have our annual 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony at Memorial Park at 7 o'clock sharp. We hope that you will join us. We do have a meeting on the 10th, on Wednesday the 10th. Before that, a hearing. Actually, we have 4 hearings next week. You're all welcome to come down, including a continuation of a hearing regarding the project that was presented on Willis Avenue. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. But it is actually still a holiday week, so garbage was different this week. If your can wasn't taken today, that's why. So just check the flyer or call Village Hall if you have any confusion. But this week was an off week for garbage, so it's a different schedule. This Friday, September 6th, in our park, we are going to continue our concert series. Saturday, I apologize, September 6th, Saturday. It's U2 cover band this weekend. So the fun continues even though it's not summer anymore. So we will see you in the park, hopefully, for that event. The library has some really great things. It's actually National Library Card Sign-Up Month, so I recommend you get a library card. It's a free thing. You just have to go and sign up. And our library offers so many different programs for seniors and children and everybody in between. And one thing I get questions about often is the statue over at our train station. Well, on September 9th at 11 a.m. in the library, there's going to be a little stories about Bessie and Roxy, which is the woman and the dog on that statue. So if you're curious about why that was chosen for the Mineola train station, you may want to attend that. Again, it's at the library on the 10th at 11 a.m. And I know it's still early in September, but on September 20th, it will be Homecoming Parade, and it will be a concert with a Journey cover band. So we will see you with some great events happening in September. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Casado?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. On Saturday afternoon, August 16th, a gathering took place in front of the First Presbyterian Church here on Main Street, and the purpose was to honor Pastor Chet Easton, who was retiring after 32 years of service to our community. It was a well-deserved celebration because throughout all of these years, Pastor Easton has touched the lives of so many people, and it was obvious that afternoon. There were members from his church, members from Troop 45, Cub Pack 246, plus the members from other church groups. Mayor Pereira was there as well, and Nassau County Legislator Scott Strauss was also there to present their proclamations, and I was also there. Just Easton is going to be moving to Minnesota, and as the mayor noted on that afternoon, the first two letters in Minnesota,
First
M-I-N, match Mineola. And the only letter missing is the letter L, and the mayor would also state that letter L will stand for the loss that Chester Easton will have in our community. It was a great day, and Mayor, your speech, like I told you, was excellent. Your words were
Thank you.
perfect. And with that being said, I wanted to give a shout out to the Little League team from St. James, Smithtown, who were the New York State Little League champions for 2025. And unfortunately, their bid to get to the Little League World Series was upended. They were beaten by the team from Fairfield, Connecticut. So,
Almost, they were this close. Trustee Solosky.
Good evening, everyone. Just following up with what the deputy mayor said, at the library, I said it at the last meeting, on Monday, the 8th, they're having a mobile passport day between noon and 4 p.m. All you have to do is call 311 and make an appointment. They have narrowed who is eligible. It's adults applying for their very first passport. Anyone with a passport that has been expired more than 5 years, anyone under the age of 16. So it's not, if you have a current passport, you can't necessarily renew it. It's just first time and anyone with a passport expired more than 5 years. And they also, for an additional fee, they will do the photos for you there. So it's a great experience. It'd probably make it very easy for you, but just call 311 for the appointment. And that's it.
Thank you. Just two things that I want to announce that are not necessarily directly village-related. They are Mineola Chamber of Commerce-related. On September 16th, I will be delivering my annual State of the Village address, which is at the invitation of the Chamber of Commerce, and that will be at Morgan Park, the building on 2nd Street. You can contact the chamber. There is a fee, but you will be served dinner. And then on the 30th of September, there's a women's chamber meeting cocktail hour at the Royal Blue, which is the building on Searing Avenue. So again, check out the chamber website. The chamber does have these events. The chamber will also be hosting their annual street fair, which is October 5th, Sunday, October 5th, with a rain date of October 12th. Okay, so please follow chamber, check it out. It's open to everyone. They do have monthly meetings, and I believe that everyone is welcome to come. They usually are $40 or $40 for
Covers
dinner, covers food and drink and all that. But the State of the Village and the Women's Chamber cocktail are in the month of September. Okay, anything else? No? Mr. Schroeder, come on up.
Good evening, everybody.
Good
You know,
evening.
members of the board, the mayor. My name is Otto Schroeder, 231 Raff Avenue, for quite a number of years, okay? And
We're
I like it.
redoing the walkways at Wilson Park. You used to come here for years.
oh, yeah,
Talking
to
about
me,
that.
macadam, was a lot of macadam
Yeah,
there. Now
I
you're,
remember.
and you
I
can't,
learned the meaning of the word macadam because of you.
oh, really?
No, that's true. Didn't know it.
Well, you gotta talk to these gentlemen over here.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd like to talk about the village tax penalties.
Mhm.
Has it been resolved, and how?
So this is an issue that comes up from time to time, and has it been resolved? So what Mr. Schroeder is mentioning is that if people don't pay their taxes on time, there's a penalty. And I could let Mr. Rivera speak to this. He certainly knows more about it than I do. New York State law essentially dictates all the penalties and all the fees, so we can't waive them. We can't, and there could be very, very credible reasons why. You know, sometimes people didn't get the mail or something got lost. We've had people who may have been hospitalized when they were due. Unfortunately, in the state law, it gives us zero wiggle room to be able to waive, to forgive, to extend. I believe it's July 1st, correct me if I'm
Yes.
wrong, right?
Yes.
They're due on July 1st, they're due on July 1st, and the state basically says we cannot make exceptions. So when we charge a penalty or a late fee, it's not because we want to, it's because we have to, and I'll let Mr. Rivera explain the rest.
Well, you have the spirit of the law and the letter of the law.
I could tell you that I looked at the law within the last 2 or 3 weeks with a fine-tooth comb, and it doesn't really, I agree with you. I wish, and actually I had a phone call with a resident, a pretty lengthy phone call, and I believe, I'm gonna throw a number out there, the penalty was like under $80. And I said, I wish I could waive it. You know, we're not trying to make money $80 at a time, but the state law, and I pointed her to New York State, have them change the law, and we'll support it. We would support it. We're not opposed to giving us flexibility and having us honor the spirit of the law instead of the letter of the law. The spirit of the law, of course, is people who are doing things on purpose, right? People who are purposely, not paying their taxes. In these cases, it's been claims of not getting the mail not being delivered, forgetting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, we do get stories every single year.
Okay, here's a good story for you. The town of North Hempstead, a while back, I got a penalty notice, along with over 200 other people. Okay? They looked into it, and they found out that the post office lost 2 mail bags. Okay? So people didn't get their bills. They waived the penalty fee. So if they can instruct you how to do it, so the fee was waived, they said, just send your proper money in, and that's it. So wherever they have to do it, they're handling it properly. Plus, they send out notices. Now, somebody mentioned to me that you should know what your taxes are. You don't until you get the final figure. So sending out these notices, or if they don't get to people or anything, don't send them out at all. Have everybody come down to the village and find out what it is, because you expect to get that. The town of North Hempstead gives you the schedule of when everything's due. Can't we get things right here? Check with them on how they're able to eliminate that tax penalty, and they did.
I'll tell you exactly why, and that's the same conversation that I had with this one particular resident. If there's something that we can prove, right? Let's say something happened here in Village Hall. An employee went rogue and he ripped up, and we have proof of that. Or a mailman threw a bag of mail in a dumpster, and we can prove that. Then the law does give us the flexibility. But when it's somebody's word, somebody saying that I didn't get my mail, and we don't have any proof behind that, like we mail them out. We're not the United States Postal Service, right? And we can't prove unless, in this case, as you say, there was a situation where 2 bags of mail were known to have been lost, and the United States Postal Service owned up to it, then the law does give us that flexibility. But absent that, it does not give us that flexibility.
Well, you have between 100 or more people. A lot of people on Raff Avenue did not receive their mail, okay, for whatever reason. So whatever the postal has to come up with, I don't deliver it, they do. They have a reason why it wasn't delivered, okay? They know. Now, we have a lot of people that, I never lost my, I never had to pay a penalty there. Mr. Fabizewski, I don't know if anybody know him, maybe Paul Casada, 46 years, he never missed a tax payment. All of a sudden, now he gets it. Now, I think this should be looked at because the post office has to come up with answers, okay? One of the postmen told me he wasn't there, and he didn't get delivered, of course, the thing. But normally, the regular man, some other trainee or somebody was on board. But for that amount of people on Raff Avenue, there had to be a big mistake. We're not trying to avoid our taxes.
I know that.
We don't want to be beaten with penalties. I expect the people here who get paid by the, to try to resolve this thing. I would like to see the bills statements, just like the town of North Hempstead. You know it, okay? You know July 1st, June 1st, and you get statements of maybe even the water bill, which is due, okay? So,
You do,
find
I
out-
mean, I just got my water bill this week.
Yeah.
You do get a water bill.
okay,
And you do get a tax bill.
Yeah.
And you do get a tax bill that says how much you owe. I mean, unless it's not delivered.
I didn't
or-
get it.
Right, and that's, you say you didn't get it, I believe you, just like I believe the woman that I spoke to. I trust you, but the law doesn't give us that flexibility. But I would also counter, and I'm not trying to blame the victim here, but please understand me that if you have lived there for 46 years or 58 years, and you've paid your taxes, as you said, 46 times, it's, the due date has never changed, ever.
But you have to
And I
find
just
out the
wanna-
amount.
Mayor,
Yeah.
I just
Yes.
wanted to echo that your summary of the law is very correct. We don't have any discretion, and the law assumes that you know when your taxes are due, and we can argue whether or not that's fair. And, you know, sometimes life throws things at us where we miss a payment, but, you know, I've been doing this a very long time, and I don't know any discretion the village has to waive penalties. The statute's clear, and this board has to obey state law, period.
So I don't know, and just to put it in perspective, on a $2,000 tax bill, I believe the penalty is under $100. Correct, it's like 70-something dollars.
Correct.
And I understand that's $77, that's dinner, you know, I get it. I don't know how many people have been issued a penalty.
Well, I'll tell you,
I'm asking,
oh,
It's not significantly more or less than what historically occurs.
and I know you're saying that 100 people on RAF didn't get it, but my understanding from the, you know, our employees here is that the number of people who have received penalties this year is statistically not different from the number of people last year, the year before that, or the year before that. It may be that now that area of RAF Avenue, that happened, but what we're saying is we're not seeing hundreds of people being levied fine or penalties compared to previous years. It just may be that now it happened to you, and you may think, well, if it happened to me and I talked to my neighbor, he didn't get it, and this neighbor didn't get it, and then all of a sudden it's, you know, Mineola-wide. What we're saying is the experience this year, every year we have people who pay their taxes late. We have people who often don't pay their taxes, and then they go in tax liens, right? But that number is relatively small, and this number this year is not statistically different than it has been in previous years. Like, in other words, it's not like we used to have 10 or 15 people that would get penalized, and this year we have 200 people. It's not like that at all. So I know it may seem like that to you if it's affecting your neighbors or you directly, but this is not something that is an anomaly. And as far as the town is concerned, I can't speak to that. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna try to find out how they were able or why they were able to waive it, because I went through the law with this woman who's in this situation, a resident who works in a law firm, and we went through the law. Mr. Rivera went through the law. We spoke to Mr. Gibbons, and it doesn't really it does not give us the ability to do that. And why? Because our village functions on collecting taxes. We pick up your garbage, we provide the services with the money that we collect. If it is not, you know, if we don't collect that money, we can't operate. And I guess that's the thought behind the state law, that municipalities need to know that they will have that money available to them on July 1st, on January 1st, on whatever the date is, because imagine if now all of a sudden 1,000 people say, oh, I didn't get my mail, sorry, you know, I didn't get it, and now the village is out hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And it also ensures that everybody is treated the same.
The same, right.
You know, if you came into the treasurer's office and you had an excuse that the treasurer validated, but then the next person didn't get it, it would, you know, cause chaos. So the state takes that discretion away from the
Away from
village
us.
and says,
And
you have to pay on time or face a penalty, period.
And as I said to this woman on the phone, I said, I 100% believe that you didn't get it. That's
Okay.
not the question here. But as Mr. Gibbons said, what about the next person that comes in and has a different excuse? You know, my dog ate it, or you know, my wife was giving birth, or I mean, the excuses, and
I don't
then
doubt
we
that.
have to, who do we believe and who do we not believe? And I know I'm the bad guy here, but at the end of the day, it's out of our hands, literally.
Right.
Legally.
We pay taxes to the village. I don't know about the state, okay? We pay taxes to the village, okay? And
You gotta understand, though, villages are creatures of statute. We exist pursuant to specifically defined laws. They don't want villages running rogue and making up their own rules. So when it comes to important things like zoning, like taxes, the state makes the rules, we abide by them.
Right. Now, just like regular property taxes, put a lien on the people that don't pay their taxes, okay? Put a lien on them. I will go under oath.
We do
I would
that.
have these people on Raff Avenue come down, swear under oath they did not get the mail, okay? Not just Raff Avenue, on the other side of Jericho, my friend who is a lawyer did not get his bill either. And he wants to pay it, okay?
Because he wants to pay it because he knows that failure to receive a tax bill has been held by courts, not a sufficient reason to waive a penalty. I mean, of course, that is an issue long decided.
Okay.
So that's why the attorney wants to pay it. That's why if...
Well, he had to pay it. What's he gonna do?
That's why if, you know, if my, one time my bank, because I have a mortgage unfortunately, my bank didn't pay it, they had to pay the penalty. And they did
Okay.
pay the penalty because that's how the system works.
I like something to be done to guarantee we get our tax bills. I want a receipt that I can pay for through our taxes here. Put it on my bill that thing was delivered to my house. That's my request. I'm willing to pay for it for $5 or $6 to make sure that it is delivered. Okay?
Yes.
I like to have that because then I have proof it's delivered and no excuses for anybody else. I don't like excuses. I've been in this service for how many years? You know where excuses get you? You know where it's going to get you, right down there. I want people to work on this. Let's resolve it. We have a lot of people, good people in Mineola here, that are counting on somebody doing their job properly. I hate to have to lose respect. I don't care about the state law. Something can work around. Find out what the town of Northampton did. Take the bill and somebody said you don't have to even send out a bill. Well, okay, but you don't know it till you arrive here. So if that's the attitude, don't send bills out at all. Have everybody come down here, find out what it is and pay their bill. Somebody mentioned that. You don't have to send bills out. Is that true?
I believe that is true, yeah.
Really?
As we just said, the responsibility of knowing your taxes is ultimately your responsibility. We do send out bills, and to your point, you may want a return receipt.
Definitely.
But the other 7,750 homeowners may not want to pay
I want
their
one.
return. Well, but
I want it,
Yeah,
please.
okay.
Put my name down, put the amount, I want to see it at my door. Okay, and whoever else wants that, they may want it too, especially you get a big tax. I don't know, mine was $100.
Right.
So maybe it's a good lesson that I've learned, and it only cost me $100. That's amazing, you know, to find out that certain things can't be done. It's an education for just $100, I'll pay that. But I'm willing to pay for that receipt to come to my house extra. Can that be done?
I don't know. I don't know
Oh,
if we have
there's
that
the Lord. I want
flexibility.
it done.
We're not gonna send out 5,000
Right.
plus.
No, I'm asking for me.
For you, if you call on June 1st, we'll send it out, return receipt, or I'll bring it to your house.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean, if you call here on June 1st, it's due on July 1st, we'll send yours return receipt. But you can imagine the logistical nightmare of us sending out over 5,500 tax bills, all of them return receipt to people. The over 99.999% of them wouldn't want that because they get it in their mail, right? So now because Mr. Schroeder said so, the other 21,000 people are gonna have to pay for a
No, they don't
service
have to.
that they want.
Individually, you can
So we'll
ask.
take care of you. We'll make sure that you get your.
I'm willing to pay the money. How about that? People who are hiding from money paying, I'm here to pay it,
Okay.
okay? So I'm glad for your
Just call us-
efforts.
Call us to remind us on June 1st
Right.
of next year, 26.
I do like to see if that could be taken like the town of North Hempstead sends out their bills. Imagine if they said, we're not gonna send out tax bills.
We send out the bills just like the town of North Hempstead sends out
No,
their bills.
notices that your tax bill, what it is for the coming year. They send out, they tell you the first half, second half, general taxes, they send out, so you're aware. I put that right on my refrigerator. I know when that is due and how much.
Well,
So
so we send out one bill, the village only does one, so there's no first half,
this is
second
not a
half,
bill,
there's only
it's a notice.
a notice.
Notices. What does it cost to send a notice out to people here? I look at, when I look at things, first I analyze, is it really fair to people? How do you feel you're being treated? Is somebody trying to make an effort to get things right? That's questionable, okay? Somebody has to prove to me that they have tried to get things right. And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, I says, this is good for the village, okay? I know that you're getting things right, thank you. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Schroeder.
So, I don't think this should be ignored, and it should be continually worked on.
We don't ignore any of that. Anyone who brings anything to our attention, even when it's not on TV, as I said, I returned every call that I received. I only got one call. We had Mr. Rivera and myself. I spoke to the resident myself. We went over the state law, so we don't ignore anything to the point where we can do something about it. You know, there are things you mentioned about we're a village, they're the state, I don't care about the state. You know, when we take an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America, the Constitution of the State of New York, and the rules, codes, ordinances, and bylaws of the Incorporated Village of Mineola. That's the oath we take, in that order. Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York. So we are under the auspices of the state of New York, for better or for worse. In this case, for worse.
Right. I'd like to just see that the people who had to pay these penalties, somehow something can resolve. I'm just saying some people hear about it, whatever has to be done, okay? Some positive news. How about that? Everybody receives a PSE&G gas bill. You look at that bill closely? A lot
My
of
wife
people
takes
look
care
at
of
it,
it, so I don't
send
look
it
at it
out,
at all.
it's gone its way. I looked at it, the product was $17 gas. And then they put these delivery charges, $58. I said, well, what does it take to deliver this? I don't doubt the maintenance of the pipes and everything. When you look at that, if you're 62 years old, or you don't have children over 18, you have elderly people living in your house, you're disabled, whatever else you're on Medicaid, there's some kind of thing that they will give you a rebate. They haven't sent that to me yet, but that's sort of hidden in there. Try to find out what that services is. It sounds like a welfare program. And since they are a public company, I think those notices of what this is all about, services, should be included in your bill. You know what I mean? A statement. They try to tell you, but imagine that, 17 and 50. I had to find out what these service charges were. Do you know what the service charges are?
No, but I've seen it on the bill. I know what
Yeah,
you're
you've
talking
seen it, right.
Yes.
So I decided to inquire about it. They sent me a form, elderly people, you gotta put your license, for your age or a birth certificate. I think they're just holding on to a lot of money that they don't want to distribute, okay? So if anybody, what am I, on TV or something
you
here?
are.
If I could save you
On
money,
Channel 1310.
right, save yourself, look at your bill, call them up, make sure you get the form. Don't let anybody talk you out of it over the phone. Get the form, read it, and what you gotta be doing, okay? So,
And another public service announcement, you also, as senior citizens, you can, among others, get tax exemption on your taxes. A limited
Limited
income,
income.
certain, their income, minimums
Yeah.
and maximums, but, and we do announce that as well, and senior citizens can come down here, us, and the school district, I believe, does it as well. So there are all kinds of programs, but you do have to educate yourself, you do have to inform yourself. Nobody's gonna knock on your door and give you money.
no, but there still should be something stated in your bill that these things are available. It's like it's a big secret. She doesn't know. Mr. Casado, do you know what your services you're paying for? There he goes. Look at this.
I just pay it.
I know, that's what they're counting on.
What am I gonna do?
I find out what is that about. I want to know where my money's going. Okay? And that's, I hope everybody else wants to know, you know? But that's another thing that surprised me, and I don't know, I think, well, I sent it about 2 weeks ago. And, you know, they very quickly respond to send you a bill. I just want to know how quickly you respond to find out
To get
about
the
what's
money.
going on.
Probably not as quick.
Listen, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Mr. Shorter.
Have a
Great
good summer.
meeting you.
Thank you.
Have a great evening. Anybody else wishing to speak? Yep, Ms. Glassman?
Everybody,
Hi,
one
good
quick
evening.
comment. You started the construction on Garfield Avenue now and taking down the trees and whatnot. I just have to say, I stood outside and watched those fellas taking down the trees. They were precision workmen. I don't know how they did it, but I was amazed. They did a fabulous
Yeah,
job.
thank you.
I-
We're,
Really, I couldn't believe it. It was like a big old dinosaur. By the time they got the limbs down and they were just left with the trunk, and they took that down, it filled up the entire width of the street. And then little by little, it was like they were carving a piece of steak. It was wonderful. I thought they did a fabulous, fabulous job, and they're continuing along the way.
Yeah.
So thanks for
thank you.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were really
actually-
wonderful.
They have trained out of state,
Did
and
they?
they have certain licenses, that they can climb to certain heights and deal with certain trees. So, a lot of times the same, employees that are plowing our streets or filling our potholes, they also have other skills that they've trained for, that we compensate them for. I know in this case, we sent them to like Indiana somewhere in Ohio, to train, and they get certain licenses and certifications, so, and we do recognize it's dangerous work. It's certainly, and it's precision work. And I know, not to open up a can of worms, not everybody's happy about the trees coming down, but because they are large trees, but because they are large trees, that is part of the problem. We're going to get you a brand-new road, brand-new curbs, brand-new gutters, in some cases, brand-new aprons.
And some of
and
the
we're gonna get
sidewalks,
you
too.
brand-new trees.
It'll be wonderful. The first tree was easy on my corner, but the second one was totally enmeshed in
And
all
the
the
wires,
wires
yeah.
that were going across. I didn't know how he was going to figure that one out, but he did, branch by branch, and the way it came down was,
Yeah.
I just stood
I've
out
noticed
there
that
to
too.
watch, because it was an amazing thing, and I did ask them if they were employees of the village or a separate company that was, no, it's just us. They were really wonderful, so thank you very much for that,
Thank you.
and,
Thank you.
and that they came out of it without
Yes.
getting hurt.
That's the
Goodness.
most important part.
Right, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Glassman, thank you. Anyone else? Come on up. Hi, how are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, long time no see.
Couple of things. This is Jake. He just moved next to me and next door to us, so he wanted to see everyone.
Can you just introduce yourself and tell us what street you live on?
Hi, my name is Jake Bailey. My wife and I moved here from Brooklyn a few weeks ago. We're on Andrews Road, next door to him. I agree with that gentleman who left. I don't like taxes either, but we're willing to pay our fair share. Part of the reason we moved here is Nassau County doesn't have a city income tax like New York. I work in finance, so I'm very cognizant of that. But we have no complaints. We only have good things to say right now. We love your community, and we're looking forward to starting our family here. So
Thank you.
you can potentially expect to see me and my wife in future meetings to give you guys feedback. But we're very happy to be here, and we appreciate the hard work that you guys do.
We appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to Mineola. I have been here since August 26, 1977. My first residence is right across the street from where Manny has, and by the way, Manny, if you don't know, Family Pharmacy on 2nd Street. Go support local businesses right there, right next to the St. James and Tony's Panini.
But I have a
So-
question for you.
Okay, we're gonna have a question, but let me just finish with this
Yes,
gentleman.
absolutely.
Absolutely, you don't have to wait for a meeting to come down. We only have these public meetings the first and third Wednesday of the month. We have hearings the second Wednesday of the month, but we are open every single day. So if you call my office, you call the clerk's office. We also have an app called My Mineola
Yeah.
app, where you can, if you have any concerns, you can put them in there, and then it will get routed to the correct department. And most of all, Linda would kill me if I didn't say this, sign up for our email, text alerts, and all that, so you'll get sanitation schedules, you'll get events in the park, you will get all the types of things, when to take your cars off the street because has snowed more than 2 inches, any events going on in the village. It's a great way to know what's going on. Our website as well, our YouTube channel, social media. But most of all, it's important that people get their information from the source, Village Hall, from the departments, from the people that do the work day to day, rather than from Facebook and social media. That's
Sure.
what we would encourage you to do. And don't feel like you have to wait. We welcome you to come down here to the meetings. We love it when people come down here. But certainly, if there's an issue or a concern before that, feel free to reach out.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Isn't that beautiful?
Manny, now, what do we
So
got?
That's the good news, right?
Okay, what's the bad news?
So, no, bad. I just have a question.
Good cop, bad cop.
About the construction behind the pharmacy,
Yeah.
is that going to go on? I mean, they keep telling me yes, no.
As far as we know, yes, the project was approved. It was approved by us, it was approved by the Nassau County Planning Commission. I'm not sure if it has been approved by the IDA yet. I don't know if they've closed with the IDA. The IDA is the Nassau County agency that grants them their pilot, okay? I don't know where that stands. Mr. Gibbons, do we know if they've been heard?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I can check on that.
I'm not sure either.
Okay.
But the expectation is that they will build, whether that, it's certainly not gonna be in '25. We're hoping that it is in '26. On our end, the only thing that is holding them up, but not really, is we're doing this water and sewer study to make sure that there is enough capacity. We anticipate that there will be, because we had just replaced the sewer line on Main Street. But
Right.
we're doing a comprehensive study of all these projects and the impact that it will have on the water and sewer capacity. We know that the county has the capacity. We just want to find out if we have the ability to feed into the county system.
And that was
And
what I
once
tell
we
you.
find that out, but we're ready whenever
They are.
the developer
Okay.
is. We have not gotten any plans from them yet, any final plans. We obviously have a presentation here from them with elevations and site plans, but construction plans, we have not. But as you've noticed, we reached out to them, and they worked with us to do that, the wall, if you will, with all the artwork.
Yep.
And, you know, at a certain expense. So we would think that means that they are looking to continue.
Okay, that was the whole question.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It's
you
good to
so
see
much.
you.
Thank you.
All right.
Great to see you.
Stay well.
And I know that you were on our, New York Forward committee.
Yes.
Thank you for your service to that committee. We are on the 1 yard line. We're waiting to hear from them. The projects have been approved. We're now waiting for next steps. I believe that next week we have a meeting with them, and hopefully this will start moving. So we're gonna start seeing some of this stuff going on.
Thank you so much. as
Thank you,
always.
Manny. Great
Have a
to
good
see you
night.
again.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and welcome to Mineola.
Welcome.
Thank you very
Thank you, thank you. Entertain a motion to close the public meeting?
Motion.
Motion by Deputy Mayor Sartori, second by Trustee Casado. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Have a great night, everyone. Bye, Ms. Glassman.